Why sports betting can be so confusing, or just the NFL in general, is because you never quite know what you're going to see. When looking at the Saints-Packers game, this game seemed like a lock. Drew Brees is retired, Jameis is a huge question mark, they had to let go of a ton of people in free agency, no Michael Thomas, no more Aaron Glenn as their DB coach, while the Packers are coming back with a new roster for sure, but no major deficits, and this is still the Packers caliber team, led by the reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers. This is why the Packers were 3.5-point favorites on the road. Well, if you pick the Saints to cover, you're a happy man because they blew them out by 35 points. We need to talk specifically about Jameis Winston and what the hell happened with his game, then talk about Aaron Rodgers and then what the hell happened with his game, but for very different reasons. We need to see if we should overreact or underreact to either or both of their performances. Starting off with Jameis Winston, he had one of the most bizarre stat lines I've ever seen. He was 14 of 20, 148 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I mean, that's a Georgia versus UAB game like stats. 5 touchdowns on 14 completions? Are you kidding me? He is now on pace to throw for 85 touchdowns this season. And do I think he's going to throw for 85 touchdowns this year? Absolutely. I'm just kidding, but let's take a deeper dive. We'll see how impressive this is, if at all, and then we'll talk about how the Saints look different without Drew Brees. First, I need to point out who Jameis is as a person, because this goes into why I think he's going to be so successful. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, national champion in college, #1 overall pick, works as hard as anyone. Even though he gets clowned for his less than normal workouts, he eats, sleeps, and breathes football. He is a gunslinger, wildly talented. His infamous 30 for 30 season, he got released and had a ton of choices, but he swallowed his pride and said, I need to grow. I have some obvious weaknesses, and I'm going to go to a situation where I can be coached by not only Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches and offensive minds, but also sit behind Drew Brees in his final year and be a sponge for everything he has to say. That's important now because we can look at his first full game back and in the improvements he made from his last 2019 season in Tampa. The first play I want to show you is where he's made major improvements, but also where he has some room to grow. It's 2nd and 5, and you can tell he's looking for a deep shot. He controls himself not to throw the risky pass when it's not necessary, but he's not known to be an mobile guy, but he sees a lane in the pocket and rushes for the first down. Improvement is where we come from, not putting the ball in harm's way, especially on a play like this, but I want his progressions to be short to long. He has a tight end wide open in the middle of the field in a hitch route to pick up the first. Since it wasn't his first read, the timing wasn't there, he doesn't pull the trigger on it. Looking at the result, it is a first down, but now he's risking a sack, him to fumble it, or anything else that can go wrong with a pocket passer taking off. We can't always be results driven. I want to see him take the safest play 90% of the time. But there are some plays that he made that show you can manage the game and let the system work for him. Like here on this 4th and 7, a beautiful drawn up tight end screen on an obvious passing situation. He isn't going to be asked to laser the balls into the tightest windows all game, every game. He can let Kamara do his thing, who is absolutely insanely talented. He can let his O-line go out and make great blocks in the open field, and once he gets Michael Thomas back, let him get yards after the catch. But he can still make these risky throws, but be calculated with them. Like on this touchdown pass, he's able to throw a risky jump ball, but it is 4th and goal. This is the situational aspect of it because he cannot take a sack. But he's talented enough to make this pass through contact and put his tight end in great position to win the 50-50 ball. Now let's take a look at some plays that aren't Drew Brees-esque, but these are specific plays that Jameis makes because he's more athletic and has a bigger arm. Like here when he ropes in a deep comeback route. This is a big arm throw. He can make these all the time, and the timing of this was perfect with great protection. Or when he bombs this long touchdown. This is the deep ball ability where he can let it fly with the best of them in the league. Or on this 3rd and 8 when he breaks the pocket and nothing is open, so he just takes off and picks up the first down with his legs. And finally, this might have been a sack for Drew Brees, but he has the burst to step up in the pocket and deliver this touchdown pass. This was an incredible first game for Jameis, and it really showed his learning curve, or what he took off from his year off, and adding the elements of that 5,000-yard season and a former Heisman Trophy winner. They were shorthanded without Michael Thomas. He wasn't asked to do a ton, only throwing it 20 times, but whenever he was asked, he stepped up in a big way and played a nearly flawless game, which I never thought I would say about him 2 years ago. Now we're going to turn our attention over to Aaron Rodgers, and there's a lot to say about this, but also not too much to say about this, because wire to wire, this was the most dog shit performance I've seen from Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay Packers in general since I've been watching football. A complete embarrassment from every standpoint. They got absolutely wiped off the field on offense, and their defense couldn't defend a college intramural team. That being said, we need to relax. Using his quote from almost a decade ago, but it couldn't hold more true right now. If you think Aaron Rodgers digressed that much from his runaway MVP season and in 8 months became the worst quarterback in the NFL, you were only joking yourself. And even more importantly, every single team in the NFC North lost. The Lions, Bears, Vikings, and the Packers are all 0-1. So for this division in the playoff picture, week 1 is actually this upcoming week. Last week was inexcusable. I'm not making any excuses for him. It was pathetic in every sense of the word. Josh Allen also looked very subpar as well, but I think this is Aaron Rodgers' 17th year, and if he's not worried, I'm not worried. The fact that this happened week 1 over the offseason that he just had, I think is the main reason everyone's flipping their shit over this game, but he will bounce back. This was arguably the best offense in the league last year. If this keeps up for weeks and weeks and weeks, I will promise to revisit this topic and eat my crow, but until then, I am still sleeping very well and very confident that the Packers are contenders and for sure gonna win this division. But let me know what you guys think. What did you think about Jameis Winston's performance and Aaron Rodgers' performance? Should we be overreacting or underreacting to these? What we saw from Jameis in the year and every single quote, his media, his work ethic, everything that he set out to do, it all came to fruition after an amazing preseason and an amazing week 1. I can only see this picking up from here because he's not asked to do a ton, but when he is, he's making the right reads. He threw 5 touchdown passes. More importantly, 0 interceptions. I cannot wait to see this offense back with Michael Thomas. And as far as the Packers, I cannot tell you how embarrassing week 1 was, but it happens. It's just a big deal because of the offseason he just came over, but I'm not going to overreact to this. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is trash. I don't think he's washed. I think he's still a fantastic quarterback, and I really hope he bounced back soon because the media is on his tail right now. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate and love you guys all so much. You guys have been absolutely killing it on the videos. Smash the like so more people can see it. We're growing this community. You guys are so awesome, and as always, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.